All right. Okay, so thanks again for having me. My name is Rosha, and I'm the solutions engineering lead here at Solver. And today, I'm going to give you a quick 15-minute overview on Solver's quick start for Acumatica. So, Solver is what we call an extended financial planning and analysis, XFP&A for short. And what that means is that we give you all the tools you need to manage and monitor your performance. So that's going to come in the form of reporting, planning, and analysis. And I'll break that down in these categories a little bit more and show that to you as part of this demonstration. So, for starters, the Solver Data Warehouse is a next generation pre configured data warehouse. It's based on the world leading Microsoft SQL Azure platform. Now, all of your key data, whether it's in house or it's cloud based, that can be stored and available within Solver. So, Solver essentially becomes that single source of truth for all of your reporting, planning, and analysis. We've got an all-inclusive suite pricing, so you can combine all of your financial information from Acumatica, which typically pulls in from the general ledger, and you can pull data in from any of these other disparate source systems all into a single database that can then be managed by business users. So here on the left of this little chart, you can see us being able to pull in any of the data sources that you like, and everything flows directly through the Solver data warehouse. From there, you can really manage and create reports. You can create planning templates. You can do consolidations as well as analysis. The report designer that Solver uses is the most flexible one on the market, which is Microsoft Excel. So you can use Excel to design and build your financial reports and your planning templates. Most organizations use Solver to automate both their financial as well as operational reports and manage their consolidations and eliminations. So we'll show you a little bit around what that looks like. And you can also streamline your budget and forecast and create powerful visualizations using Power BI. So at this point, you might say, Rose, this is great, but how long would it take for me to connect all of that Acumatica data and gain full visibility into my business? So the answer really lies in our rapid deployment technology called Quick Start. So most solutions, it would take weeks, if not months, to implement. But one thing that makes Solver so unique is how we accelerate time to value and how we get our customers up and running very quickly. So this patented technology that we have that allows us to plug right into Acumatica and start getting your financial data flowing in immediately. And from there, you can access some of our pre-built out of the box reports and templates. So we've got all of those financial templates there for you that would work immediately with your data. So this gives you some of those results that you're looking to see in days and hours versus just some of those traditional solutions that take a very long time to connect. So what I'm going to do now is let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to give you a quick demo so we can look at what that looks like within Solver. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my screens here. I'm now logged into the Solver portal. And actually, let me get out of my full screen mode here real quick for there we go. All right. Amy, you can still see the Solver portal pulled up?
No, actually see this demo slide.
Oh, okay. Let me go ahead and reshare. All right. We see the Solver portal now.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. But you can still see this PowerPoint here at the bottom, right? So let me retry this. All right, there we go. Perfect. So I'm now logged into the cloud-based Solver portal. So within my internal Solver data warehouse, which is what I've clicked into, I've connected to my data within Acumatica using Solver's Quick Start integration wizard. So whatever we spoke about earlier in terms of being able to create that Quick Start deployment for Acumatica. What this essentially is just a few simple prompts. So within those steps, you can enter in your credentials, you can drag and drop and map everything. It's a wizard-driven um, field, and Solver then generates a fully automated integration, making all of that key data from Acumatica instantly accessible. So once we've completed this quick start setup and deployment, what you're going to have access to is this Solver marketplace. And this marketplace here is a one-stop shop to download beautifully designed reports. You've got your planning templates, you've got dashboard templates, and all of this is available to you at no additional cost. Each template here is completely plug and play. It's built to fill any crucial business needs that you may have, and any best practices that you may be looking for. Those are all built in within these templates. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to scroll down here to Acumatica and I'm going to go into my GL reports. And you can see here it's kind of a fun, like an Amazon shopping kind of an experience here, where a fun way to add some of these templates that you might want to see as part of your reports. So as and when I click into these templates and I go ahead and install them, they then become available within my report template section here under reporting. So this is the area where you're going to have all of those marketplace reports that you've selected available to you, as well as anything additional that you want to create and design using our Excel designer directly within Solver. That's also going to be available directly here for you. So I'm going to go ahead and now select that report that we downloaded. And this report gives me visibility into my current year, year to date by month, as well as any budgets that I've done in Solver. But before I run this report, I can pick my parameters here at runtime, which will then run the report for any specific data that I've selected. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and select certain values here and run this particular report. Once this runs, you can take a look at exactly what we've included within the rows and columns. And this is just our layout, right? So this is just something that we have built for you, pre-built out of the box, but you can create your own and design your own reports to your needs. You can see that in my columns here, I can take a look at a detailed breakdown by month, and also I can expand out my different account groupings. What I can also do here is drill down into the transactions that are coming in from Acumatica for some greater visibility. So when I right click into a number and go into general ledger, this gives me all of those transactions and fields that are associated with that particular number. I can also have security controls in place for different users to have access to certain accounts or certain areas of the business so that they can analyze, budget, or report on what's relevant to them. What I also want to show you next is just another report that captures some more in-depth analysis. So I'm going to go here and switch screens to show you a report that's a little bit more visual. So again, I'm going to go back here into my report template section. And within my categories here, I'm going to select the cool reports because, we're cool like that. And the one I'm going to want to show you here is this interactive P&L report. This is also one that comes out of the box as well. With the marketplace. And what's really unique about this report is that it's going to allow us to be able to select different areas of my P&L. So in this case, I'm going to drop this down here and you can see that I can see my different groupings. So I can see my revenue groupings, I can see my EBITDA, I can see any net income, any expenses that I want to select. And as and when I select those, I can immediately see the trend for this. So this is going to be a quick way for me to spot any opportunities, any variances. It's a great way for many users that maybe are looking at numbers just black and white isn't as impactful for them, but them to be able to see a more trended format and easily highlight some of those areas of concern or interest. So these examples here give you a good overview of reports that you can create and analysis that you can do just directly within Solver. What I want to do now is just switch gears here and talk about how you're just a few clicks away from better predictions with some of that comprehensive budgeting and forecasting models that you can build within Solver. So, Solver offers you the capability to not just budget and forecast at the GL level, but you can also do it at a little more granular or detail level. So, in this case, let's go ahead and look at a payroll or a personnel budget example. For most people, this is usually a pretty big expense item as part of their budget. And here I can see that I've pulled in a few different employees with values that I want to see for those employees coming in from any payroll system. So you could be using ADP today, Paychex, UKG, whatever that may look like for you. The green cells in here are data entry or adjustment cells. So I can go in here and I can say, I want to include a or budget for a brand new employee starting in March with a annual salary of 75,000. This you will then notice puts in a placeholder for that budgeted employee. And if I scroll here to the right, I can see that I've got the salaries being calculated, I've got compensation, I've got different tax rates. I can go as granular as my health and insurance benefits, so on and so forth. And as and when I'm doing my budgets in here, I go ahead and save this data directly into Solver. And what this does is it commits everything directly into the data warehouse. This can then track anything that I want to see as part of my reports and templates. So here I can see exactly those GL accounts that it's hitting and what that budget impact will look like within my reports. I can also create as many different versions as I want, which will help me track and save data against various scenarios. So when it comes time to be able to forecast or maybe create different versions of it, I can then create those scenarios and compare those within reports for anything that's frequently changing. So this is an example of something a little bit more granular and detailed, but let's move over to a template that is a little bit at the GL level. And this template specifically here, what's unique about it, it automates some of that budgeting and forecasting for you directly within Solver. So this is a P&L breakback model. And in this case, I'm using net income as my driver. And what I'm looking to do is automate the forecast here for the remainder of the year. So in my case, I'm going to go ahead and enter in a number. And as soon as I press enter, you'll see that it then forecast and automate that piece for me for my entire P&L here. I can make any adjustments that I want to make here on the fly, which gives me some more flexibility to generate more outcomes. And then I can save this, as I said, against different versions and scenarios. That way I can keep my originals as well as save all of my changes for comparison purposes. And then one additional thing to note here as part of the planning component is that you will find Solver's workflow engine that's inbuilt. And what this really does is it allows the users to automate the distribution of these different budget and forecast templates. Each user can be assigned a set of templates with approvals and controls in place. The end user will then receive notifications. It gives them flexibility to enter in line item details, track all their changes, notes, comments as part of our activity log. So this really ensures that all the budget is saved, stored directly within Solver for comparisons within reports, and gives you that full visibility as an administrator of the system. All right. So with that, we've covered the different components within the tool. I can assure you that with Solver, you're never more than a single day away from complete insight and better and faster decision making. I will just leave you with this piece here is that we do have some industry specific accelerators. So while we are industry agnostic and we work across the board, there are a few that we do have accelerators for. So if you fit into any one of these industries, we can show you exactly what that solution looks like for you. And I'll leave you with this white paper. It's a guide to choosing an FP&A solution. So if you scan this QR code, you can go ahead and download a copy. It'll give you some good key insights of what we hear from prospects. If you're out in the market, if you're in search for an FP&A solution, this is a good one for you. So thanks again for having me, Amy. I'm going to hand this one back to you.
Well, thank you so much, Rose.